episode 5. Now, I'm doing this video right after having watched it. Um, Compared to episode 4, I wouldn't say it's as good, but I really, really liked episode 4. While I didn't do a discussion video on episode 4, I felt like it was very emotional. I had a strong connection, I guess, with the little boy character who, like, wasn't into heroes and he had lost his family to heroes and he was very sad over that, and he didn't care for heroes at all. And Midoriya, who tries to teach him the value of heroes and the value that his parents had brought to like the world and everything. And through Midoriya's struggle against Muscular, the boy realizing the value of heroes through that, and seeing Midoriya sacrifice so much for him, it was a really touching moment, and it made episode 4 really a standout episode for me. So episode 5 definitely has a different feel from that. It recaps the end of episode 4, showing the scene where Midoriya pushes beyond and goes for one for all times 1 million or whatever, and does his attack against Muscular. But it expands more into the other characters and what they're doing during the conflict, during this big villain attack. And I'd have to say my favorite moments from the episode were probably seeing the girl that can make her hands really big and the metal guy team up in order to defeat the gas villain that's in the woods. The gas villain, aka Mustard, seems like he just comes from like a different school and he has some strong contempt for UA. He had like an interesting like plot line behind him. It was really cool to see him have a gun. It was very surprising when he pulls the gun on the metal guy and shoots him because he goes, "Well, they're just human," and it's like, "Oh man, guns are really effective." I'm surprised I haven't seen like more guns in the show. Um, but the way that they have to play around him, and the way that the metal guy and the girl play off each other, because the girl seems to be more intelligent than the metal guy, who's a little more headstrong, but she seems to admire him a little bit for that. Um, and I don't know, I saw a little bit of chemistry, unexpected chemistry between girl with the big hands and metal dude, but I thought that was interesting. Um, I also like the fact that there's a villain named Twice who seems to be able to just make like doppelgangers of other characters. That's cool. I actually want to see a lot more of Twice and see where they're going with his character. I want to learn more history behind Mustard. I like that one of the villains tries to go for Midoriya but is stopped by the other one. Boss Mode said, "This is nerdness." Oh, most definitely. Doesn't mean nerding out. I like that one of the villains tries to go for Midoriya, but is stopped by one of his fellow villains because it's like, no, Stain the hero killer considers him to be like worthy of being a hero, so you can't just kill him. Um, and that being how those two villains being defeated, like that's how they were defeated. They were too distracted arguing about killing Midoriya. Boss Mode asked, "When will I eat?" I actually just finished eating some food while I was watching My Hero Academia. Thank you for asking. So, long story short, when it comes to this episode of My Hero Academia, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the emotional moments from episode 4 a lot more than episode 5, considering episode 5 just wasn't a really emotional episode. It didn't have that same touching feel to it. But I feel like the villain characters that have been introduced in episode 5 are really interesting, and I'd like to learn more about them. I don't like that Midoriya seems a little too obsessed about protecting the explosion guy, because I'm not a big fan of explosion guy. He's kind of an ass. Um, and I get that Midoriya and him were like friends when they were younger, and then they're not as good friends now. But it's, I don't know. Midoriya shouldn't care about him that much. He should understand that he's injured and that he just needs to calm down and find somewhere to sit. Good to see you, Kirby. Um, but I am excited for the next episode. The twist that they put at the end of this episode is that one of the characters can summon this like being made out of darkness and shadow. But this being, the darker the area you're in, the more powerful he becomes and the harder he becomes to control. So one of their friends during this villain attack on their camp is unable to control his powers, and his powers are just wrecking everything, and they're gonna have to get past him in order to try and save their friends. Montel jumped in and said, "Spoiler alert." Well, yeah, I mean, this is a discussion video specifically about episode 5 of season 3. So, of course, if you haven't seen episode 5 of season 3 of My Hero Academia, you probably don't want to watch this video because you're going to get spoiled. Or if you haven't seen it and you are watching this video, that probably means that you don't mind too much about spoilers. But I really do want to see what they're going to do with that and how they're going to get around his friend. I'm hoping that this is part of what helps their friend take control of his quirk, like how he learns how to master it. Or it could be how he becomes a villain, but only during the nighttime. I would really like it if they did a twist like that, where his power overcomes him and allows him to become like a villain, where like it has its own alternate personality that fights against him in the darkness. That'd be nice. Especially if it gets to the point where it seems like the villains are about to win, and then right as the villains are gonna win, maybe like the sun starts coming up, and this like evil alter ego fades away, and your boy regains control, and he like double crosses on the villains. But I don't know. I doubt that would happen. But that was just a interesting idea, give or take. But long story short, like the episode, excited to see what is next. Like the villains, they seem really cool, and I like to see them get more development. Still think the episode before it is probably one of my favorite episodes in the series at the moment. But this episode was certainly like okay. It was a good video, not a good video, a good episode. I feel like it just kind of rambled on for a bit, but that's how a lot of these discussions are. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, has like a favorite moment for the show, least favorite moment from the show, want to talk about the episode, feel free to post those thoughts in the comment section below. I try to reply to all my comments. Also, share this video with your friends. If you have friends that are really into My Hero Academia, I love to start a dialogue in the comment section below. We just talk about the episode, and we can just talk about the series in general. I don't read the manga, but I would love to hear thoughts about the manga, how it may be different from the show, and things like that. Just no spoilers for things that are farther beyond this episode. But anyways, yeah. Thank you all for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to like this video. Favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ring that bell so you're notified whenever we do these live streams. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jep like the one and only, logging out. Peace.